Hi there, welcome to another painting tutorial. In this video we're going to paint some juicy strawberries, so let's get started. And let's start with a size 0 spotter brush, and if you want to paint along with me you can just find this sketch in the description below. So first you want to mix up this dark blue color, and to do that you can take some teal along with some ultramarine blue and then a little bit of black. And that's going to give us a nice rich shadow color. And then let's put that around some of the strawberries. We'll go around this area. So I'm just trying to put it in the shadows. The places where the light is not hitting. And then on this strawberry, can put that along the leaves. And then you can put it, kind of focus on the outside edges. Okay, rinse off your brush, and while that's still a little bit wet, we'll take this spring green color and let's try to incorporate that. So the colors are going to blend together, working wet on wet. You should get a nice mix and variation of shade there. Okay, and you can go on top of that darker shadow color. And if you need to mix some more in, you can go ahead and do that if it's dried a little bit too fast. You just want a variation of some areas to be dark and some areas to be lighter. Okay, and then you could add a little bit of yellow in there. So I have a primary yellow, and I can put that in certain areas to make some highlights. Then you could take some titanium white paint, add that into the mix, just kind of add some highlights with that color. Kind of blend everything nicely. Okay, so that's about all you need to do for the stems. And let's switch brushes. So I'm going to switch to a size 6 filbert. And then let's put in some shadow for the strawberry. So I'm going to use this same color. And let's kind of apply that to the edge. Any place where I want some darker shadow. I'm thinking about kind of building form as well. And then let's take a little bit of red paint and then add that red layer on top of that shadow color. Try to mix it together. You can go right on top of it. Try to blend it out. Okay, so I might let that dry a little bit, and let's go ahead and do that to the other side. So this one, I want the shadow to come up a little bit more on this right side, and then also on the left side. This one's on the bottom, so it's in a little bit more shadow than the other one. You can kind of get your brush wet and see if that can help you kind of blend that around. And then while it's still wet, take your red paint, add a little bit of water to it, then try to go over. You can see that's mixing together quite a bit. It's making almost a purple color. That is all right. Okay, so now you want to move to some more intense, bright, and lighter colors. So what I might do now is put in some of the highlight areas. And let's take some titanium white and then add a little bit of this coral peachy color. And then let's try to put in the highlight there so we don't paint over this area. And this will help us to kind of know which place to leave as a highlight. Okay, so now let's take the straight red color and let's go another pass with this bright red and try not to get too much into the light area. You can cover up some of the darker shadows as well. Just want it to be really bright. Okay, so now let's take some of the peach color, or rather the coral, and then let's try to kind of blend that out a little bit so we get some kind of blending. Okay, and then I'm going to take some titanium white, and then let's go over and add that and kind of blend the colors together, just so we don't have a really harsh line between our values. Okay. All right, so I would let that dry pretty well. And then we can go back and add some darker spots. So I'll take that 0 spotter. And we could take, let's see, let's try a little bit of this straight red color. And see what happens if we put that in as just some spots. It's going to show up on the lighter pink, but it's not going to show up on the other areas. So for the darker areas, you could add this pastel, have like a pastel yellow color, and then see if those will show up on your darker areas. Let's kind of spot those on. Okay, and now we need some highlights. So we could take the straight titanium white, and then let's add a tiny bit of the coral pink, but I want it to be mostly white. And then let's see if you can kind of go around, kind of stipple, but make these little kind of highlights. Kind of C shapes around the little spots that you made. Okay, So then I might kind of make some adjustments. I might take some primary red and add a little bit more over onto this one because we just got some areas I have a little bit too much water. So I might just add another layer of red paint. Okay. So I would probably do a tiny bit of maybe some more highlighting. So I have a lot of water going on here, so I probably need to let that dry before I do any more highlights. Okay, so you can kind of step back at this point, clean up any areas that just need a little bit more refinement. You might take your dark shadow color, go back in, add some details, kind of reinstate any lines that you might have lost in the process. Okay, so now let's put in a background, and to do that I'm going to take a bristle brush, and then I have this beautiful dusty green color, and let's put some in. So on the sketch I kind of left a little bit of a shadow, an outline to add a shadow. You can kind of follow along with that and add your color. And then I'm going to take some titanium white and mix it in with that green. And then let's try to use that to see if we can go around the outside. Just a nice loose background. You can add more water to your brush if you need to. Keep leaning on that white. And I'm just kind of filling it in. Doesn't have to be too precise. This is a bit of an abstract look and an abstract technique. And this bristle brush is great because it really shows that texture of your paint really well. Okay, so I think we will call this complete. Thank you so much for painting along with me. Please like and subscribe for more painting tutorials, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.